This episode of Bussin with the Boys, is presented by Barstool Sports.
I'm in this bitch. Are we here? Do you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're on here. You're in here twice right now.
Yeah, why are you on twice?
Dude, that's the kind of presence I have, Chase. I got blue blocker glasses on. Life is good. You look handsome as all hell. Congratulations.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no worries.
Just growing my beard out, trying to look like you a little bit.
Dude, you don't want this kind of beard. Look at them patches, bro. I look like I have pubic hair on my face. You got that. You got that number one hit beard, dude. I got that. Not even billiards top 25. I can't even get on there.
I'm 24 right now with my current one.
Are you really, dude? You were number one for a little bit, weren't you?
Yeah, we're number one. It's a new song though. With Lonely If You Are, it's number 24. It's climbing though. I mean, it should get there.
Hell yeah.
Eyes on You was number one for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, you were killing it for a while. I mean, I keep posted for a while. I'm always checking on your stuff, man. You killing it out there.
Thanks, dude.
Yo, that album drops on May 15th, right?
Yeah, the album part 2 is May 15th. Part 1, it's weird. I mean, it's gonna be crazy because part 1 we dropped. I was in Amsterdam actually the night that it dropped. That wasn't any fun at all. It was the best place in the world to be when you drop an album. I'm dropping every album. I'm going to Amsterdam.
Hell yeah.
So, but then that was our last show of the whole year, except for we did one with Garth in February. And then I've been off. So I dropped part 1. Now I'm about to drop part 2, and we're still off. We were supposed to be off now, but it's like I don't know what's going to happen when I get back. It's going to be crazy because my song's climbing. We got 2 albums dropping, or part 1 and 2 of the same album. So it's going to be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
When you like, as far as like making money, which I know that's not what the whole business is about, but to make a living, how does it work? Is touring the way you make your money, or is when those albums and that those songs go to number 1 and stuff like that? Like, what would generate more revenue for you?
Yeah, I mean, it is for the most part, you just get you get the number ones, whatever, not even number ones. Number ones don't really matter. People don't really know. People think I've got like 10 number ones. I've only had 1 number 1 ever. But if it's high on the charts, that's what really matters. If you get 3 or 4 top 5s in a row, then all of a sudden the touring people start paying you more money to go on tour. Your slot's deeper in the slot, and then all of a sudden you're either right before the headliner or you are the headliner. Right now I'm the guy right before the headliner. If it's, 30 to 70,000, if it's, 5 to 8,000, it's me. So yeah, you get paid more the more hits you get. And unless you're Eric Church, I think he's only got like 6 or 7 number 1s ever, and he's selling out stadiums. So that he's one of the anomalies. I got respect for that,
man.
Yeah, that guy's a unit, dude. That guy
yeah.
Is that one of the dudes you model your music off of? Is that like is Eric Church one of those guys, or who when you got into the business? What was that all about?
I wouldn't say model my music because I think our music's real different. But I respect the hell out of him just because of the way he's built it. He hadn't played the game. He's not full of shit. He's just himself. He's himself. And the thing I respect the most, I think, is which has been a big thing for me the last 3 years, I'd say, has been there's nothing more important than the music. That's all that matters. Mm-hmm. You can be popular, you can do the Instagram, you can have all this shit, whatever. But if the music isn't there, none of it matters, and there's no reason to be in it. And that's where I'm focusing on with like from Eyes on You to the part 1 to the album part 2. It's like nothing matters more than the music, the songs, and the production, and that's what matters. I think everybody gets lost these days in or I do anyway, I have anyway, and like the social media and how popular you are. None of that shit matters unless the music's the best.
Yeah, that's part of the game though, right? Like that's what you got to do. Like people, you need 100,000 plus followers, you need 1 million followers, whatever it is. You said you were like stuck in that life or whatever you said. You got caught up in it. How'd you get caught up in it?
You just start thinking about. You just start seeing what's in front of you and start thinking about what's important. Like what's important? Am I popular here on Twitter? Am I popular here on Instagram? Am I this? Am I that? And if you're thinking about that, you're not thinking about the music and that's what really matters. The music is literally all that matters, and as far as I'm concerned. And you can get way more famous and doing all this. You can get the fame without the music being any good at all. But for me personally, if the music sucks, there's no reason to do what I do.
Yeah,
Well, since it like your music is coming out like during this whole quarantine phase, like it's been like over a month now. Like with everything fresh and hot, like what are you doing now that you're probably supposed to be on tour, you're probably supposed to do a bunch of stuff to kind of rev this album up. What are you doing now? Like what's the pivot during a time like this?
Drinking. It's my thing with creativity for me anyways. I can't force it. If I get on a Zoom call and we're trying to write a song, I don't care about that. I don't want to do it. It's not my thing. I'd rather get in the room, feel the energy, whatever you want to call that, and write a song in person. Right now, I've toured for 7 years, so this is like I had a couple months off anyway, and then we were supposed to be on, a month ago. We were supposed to start, and now I can't. I can't do anything because we're not allowed to. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to try to force anything. If they're going to make me take a break, I'm going to have no problem with that because, like I said, I've toured for 7 years. So I'm chilling. Any idea I get, though, I'm just writing in my phone and I'm saving it because at some point it's all going to break loose. We're going to be back on tour. I'm going to start writing like crazy again. And all these ideas that I'm, writing down during quarantine are going to be written.
Mm-hmm.
When do you think it'll all end?
I don't know because I think half the people are idiots and I think half the people are smart. So I don't know. I think we're getting so much bullshit information and then we're also getting right information, but how do you figure out which one's which? Because we're getting so much information from so many different people who have agendas. Like, why can't we just get some information that's true without you telling me, without it being political or this or that? Like, just give me the real facts. And I don't think we're getting that for the most part. I don't think it'd be a problem to go back on tour right now. Personally, if they let me, I would do it. I'm going to play to as many people who will show up. Because, at the end of the day, we're all grown-ass adults, and it's our decision whether we want to leave our house or not.
Yeah. There's something to be said about that. Like, if you want to leave your house, it's fine. I think here's the deal, and this is the most un-American thing I'll ever say in my entire life. And I'm not saying this is my belief. I'm just saying hindsight's 2020. Like, this fucking thing has gotten totally out of hand. The numbers are skyrocketing. The economy's getting absolutely blasted. I'm 29 years old. Don't know shit. So just take this with a grain of salt. If we would have met back in February and Trump or his crew, whatever, I don't care what people think about whoever, like if he would have just said, hey, listen, we're taking a page out of China's book right now. Okay? 2 weeks. No one do fucking anything. You're not doing nothing. All right? Lock it down. Hazmat suits. We'll deliver food to certain areas. We'll have scheduled times for people to pick it up. 2 weeks. This whole thing would have never become the issue it was. The problem is we're dipping our toe into this quarantine, and then we're coming out of it, and then we're going back into it, and then everyone's kind of like half in quarantine, half not in quarantine. It's like you got to pick one, you got to stick with it for a second, and then you got to figure it out. But I agree with you, with your sense of like, hey, if you're a grown-ass adult, you do what you want. Personal philosophy of mine, do what you want. But if you want to get rid of this shit, you gotta lock everybody up for 2 weeks, man. There's the only way you're gonna do it. How do you kill a virus?
I don't think that's
people get it.
I don't think it's possible to kill it though. That's the thing, and we're not going to ever kill this thing. We're just going to learn to live with it. And some people won't live with it. Some people will die.
But we did smallpox. Smallpox was a virus that we killed. That's basically extinct now. I believe it's smallpox. Was it? I
don't know enough about the history of any of it. I just know, for me, I'm not allowed to do anything right now, so I'm not. As soon as they let me do something and I tour, my ass is touring. I'm not gonna. It's gonna be people's decision whether they want to come to my show or not. That's not up to me to tell people to stay home. It's not up to me to tell people to go out and do whatever they want. I'm gonna tour, and like I said, I think my biggest problem with it all is just the lack of consistency in any of the information that we're getting. Like,
yeah, I agree.
What the hell's wrong with y'all? If this is really that big of a deal and this many people are dying, fuck your agenda and give us the facts. That's all that matters.
Right.
It's just interesting because we're in an election year too, so you just never know what game's being played at all times.
Exactly, and whether you're Republican or Democrat, which one's lying? I'm sure both of them probably are.
right.
Both
There's
lying, yeah.
both.
They both lying, no question about that. I don't think any of that shit. It's so ridiculous. Both of them are ridiculous. Republicans, if you're listening, you're ridiculous. Democrats, if you're listening, you're ridiculous, dude. It's just crazy. It's crazy how everyone's got such a strong opinion about fucking everything, dude. Everyone's like, everyone has the answer. It's so hilarious that everyone's got the answer, but ain't nothing happening. And you're right.
That's the dumbest part is just, hey, y'all, let's meet in the middle. Let's have a conversation about it. Like, because half the time, like you said, everybody has the answer. No, you don't. None of y'all know. Nobody knows shit.
Right. And the thing too, the thing that's
have
crazy
conversations
to me
and talk about it.
the thing that's crazy to me is you look at people having these political fights with each other, like these like right-wing people, like these fucking leftist assholes, blah, blah, blah. And then the leftist people, like those right-wing conservative dicks, and they're all getting after it. But y'all are just complaining about each other. Like, let's fix what's going on.
Let's have a conversation about it and talk about it. Simple.
Let's just talk about it, dude. Let's just talk about it. Ignorance is a beautiful thing because I think everybody to a certain extent has it. I tell Will this all the time. If you meet somebody that has all the answers in politics, they're the biggest full of shit people you've ever met because they know all the answers. I
mean, I know for me, anything in life, anything that's ever happened to me in life that I got good at or that I got great at, it was because I looked at myself in the mirror and I sucked at it at first and I figured out how to not suck at it. You face yourself and the truth of it, like football, whatever. You and I played college ball at Carolina. Mm-hmm. The reason, a big part that I never became a great pass rusher because I was like, no, I can fix my game here. I can be better at my game on the pass defense or this, whatever. It's like, yeah, you might get better at those, but you're never going to be a good pass rusher because you won't practice it. You won't admit, hey, I suck at this. I got to get better. Same thing with anything in life. Just face it, man. Same thing with music for me. It was like, even right now, I think I'm putting out the best music I've ever put out in my life, but I'm not close to happy with it. I'm like, nope, got to get better. I heard the other day on the Outsiders album from church, he's just flat out better. The production's that much better. The way they wrote the song is that much better. All right, I got to step my shit up.
Yeah, The Outsiders is a great album.
How'd you like playing in North Carolina? Let's dive into the North Carolina days since you brought it up. As a fellow football
Zac Brown
player.
Connection, huh?
Yeah, that Zac Brown. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Taylor, you played with Zac Brown too, right?
Yeah, I did, dude.
Hey, we all have that connection, dude.
Hey,
I got to hear. I want to hear this.
Bro. Yo,
he's just a beauty, man.
Dude, that guy is all-time human being. Like, I tell you what, like, listen to Zac Brown talk to the media is like listening to people argue about politics. It don't make sense.
It don't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense.
It doesn't, bro. It's crazy. But the thing is, like, Zac, he's so funny, dude. And he's so athletic.
Oh, the freak.
So talented.
Freak,
dude. Absolute freak, dude.
Absolute freak. He was my backup when I was a junior and senior.
Flex?
Solid flex.
Yeah.
Oh, you're damn right. Step back, Zach. No, he was my backup because he just wasn't there yet. I mean, he was a freshman. And it might have only been 1 year. I can't remember. But he was such a freak guy. I mean, he ran like a 4.3, but he didn't know what the hell he was doing. And to his defense, like I said, he was a freshman. So he was as dumb as most freshmen are. But yeah, I mean, he made up for everything with his absolute freak athletic ability. I mean, the guy he wouldn't have any technique rushing the passer, but he'd just run around you and sack the quarterback.
Dude, it's insane. It's insane the ability that dude has. And you just listen to my man. You're just like, yo, how does he fucking play at this level?
That's how freakish he is. That's how freakish of an athlete that he is. Because playbook-wise, I can't speak to anything past Carolina, but playbook-wise, he didn't know what he was doing when we were young. You know, he might have came along to Carolina. I don't even know. I don't know. But you'll have more experience with that.
My fiance, Taylor Charo, went to high school with him, and they just said, like, in the playbook, because he played offense, they would just say, like, you know, just give the ball to Zach, go right, go left, and just let that dude be a monster, dude. I swear to God. He won, like, the 60, didn't he, nationally in North Carolina?
I'm sure.
Indoor track.
Probably.
Dude's insane, man.
Tar Heel's got them freaks out there, dude. They got musical freaks. They got whatever Zach is. I don't shit. That's crazy. That dude's a damn Martian out here, bro. He's just funny, dude. He's so funny. Like, he's east to west speed. And, like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, boys. You guys both play defense. You ain't got to be smart to play defense. You just got to be reactive. You out there in the trenches.
There he goes.
Yeah, I know. Here he fucking goes, dude.
I'm just saying, you got to be – as an offensive lineman, you have to be intellectual. You have to handle a conversation. You have to break things down, dude, fronts. with D linemen at see ball, get ball, dude. You guys, linebackers, you guys are the biggest dummies we know.
No, dude. Linebacker is so much more complex than a freaking O lineman, dude.
Tell it to Zac Brown, dude. Tell it to all pro Zac Brown.
Hey, I tell you what, you just gotta let Zac Brown go, dude. If he's blitzing on a play you're not supposed to be blitzing on, he makes that play in the backfield. You pat him on the head and say, "Fuck yeah, Zach."
Here's the thing I know about defense. Here's the thing I know about defense. I've been on really good defenses and really bad defenses. I will say, the really bad defenses, our playbook was about that thick. The really, really good defenses that I was on, it was about that thick. It was like, y'all just go play ball.
That's right.
Right, no doubt.
Don't
act like you guys got this.
Tell that to Bill
playbook.
Belichick. Tell that to Bill Belichick though, and he's probably got one this thick, and it's still
right.
That's just different.
But Bill Belichick's got like guys like Van Noy, who's one of those limited athletically smart guys. You know what I'm saying?
He has a lot of smart guys.
Shout out Van Noy. Hey, shout out
guys
Van
like
Noy.
guys like me, guys like that.
Yeah,
that
shout out the limited athletic smart guys, dude.
I don't run like Zac Brown, but I got it going here.
Oh, man. Hey, we can't all be first rounders.
No.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, you can. Hard work and dedication, boys. When Chase is talking about looking himself in the mirror, when you talk about looking himself in the mirror, says I suck at this. I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "You fucking suck at this," but I did it but I did it, Chase. You know what I'm saying?
How tall are you? What's your weight? And what did you run?
6'7", 310, 14% body fat, and I ran a 4.48.
You don't run a 4.48, dude.
I said I ran a 4.8. I must have glitched.
Okay, all right, yeah.
That probably didn't have anything to do with it either.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Will's spouting off about how he ran a 4.5. I'll tell you what,
I did. Hey, undrafted, straight try hard, bro. Willed myself to a 4.5. Willed myself.
See, me, I just decided, I was like, you know what? They probably want to draft me top 3 rounds. I'm going to not do as well my senior year, as in I'm not going to play at all because I'm going to be hurt, because I know that in 10 years all my buddies are going to be retiring and hurting, and I'm going to go sell out stadiums. So that was actually me just being real smart.
Play the long game. You playing the long game out here, dude. Stud. I'll tell you what.
Music exchange. It don't say Chicago Sports Exchange. It's music.
I'll tell you what. Hey, you got you kind of a jack of all trades because you did Survivor too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did Survivor in 2010.
You did Survivor?
That. Yeah, I got a weird story, man. The football thing. I literally got hurt my junior year, missed the entire year. Like, that was my breakout year. I was supposed to be a stud. Didn't happen.
And so you were, before you get in your story, you had dreams of like NFL and stuff, and then injuries kind of hindered that.
Yeah, 100%. And I was becoming a good enough player. There's a lot of stuff that has to go your way. A lot of different things have to happen, but I'll never know, but it could have happened. A lot of guys,
before you go any further, there are those guys out there that say, I could have been this, I could have been that. So you were saying legit, you had a shot for real. Like you legit
had a shot. Yeah, 100%.
All right.
He seems like a realist. He seems like a realist. He doesn't seem like a bullshit.
I get it. I mean,
if I wasn't good enough, I would just be like, I sucked. But if I had a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of guys that backed me up played in the league. So
they're in the league at a high level.
Hey. Tar Heels.
So after college, you went to Survivor.
No, then I went to NASCAR. An old coach who had left Carolina, went and coached the Dolphins, and left the Dolphins to go to Hendrick Motorsports. They hired him to bring in ex-athletes to be pit crew members. So they brought me in. I was part of 11 guys. We were real bad for a couple months because we had no idea what we were doing. We trained. By the end of the year, we were up on squads. We won 2 championships with Jimmy Johnson. And I was a jack man and a rear tire carrier. So while I was doing that, it was an awesome job. But I was pretty miserable because I was living in a hotel. It wasn't a permanent thing. It could have been, but I wasn't all in. And then that's when Survivor called, and I was like, man, I'd never even watched the show, but it's a cool opportunity for me to get out of this job, go to that, go do that, and just maybe make some money. I could win $1 million.
I hate interrupting you like that, but you hit a lot of information there. So you're repping that jackhammer and carrying tires and NASCAR for Jimmy Johnson, just repping it.
Hey, they get paid well too. Pit crew dudes get paid well.
I get paid
That's
well.
crazy. Yeah. And Survivor's like, who's what are they out there looking in the stands? Like, who we got out here? Oh, who's that guy? Who's that handsome motherfucker with the tire? Maybe he'd be good on Survivor. Like, how'd you get that call? Like, hit me with that.
So they got recruiters, I guess. I'm not real sure how that part works, but I had a girl that played volleyball at Carolina. At the same time I played football, she texted me out of nowhere. She said, "Hey, would you want to be on Survivor?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" That was my response. I was like, "This is the dumbest text I've ever gotten. This is never gonna happen." So end up going through the recruiting process. So what she did, she knew one of the recruiters that was looking for the country guy. So I was like, all right, I'll go through this. I half-assed the whole thing. Like you fill out all this paperwork, you fill this out, you have to send in a video of you. I didn't give a shit because I didn't know the show. I didn't care whether I really got on it or not, but I was like, if this happens, it's a cool thing to do. First of all, second of all, I could win $1 million. So I went through it and I got on.
Man, but how'd you do?
So I got on, I guess I got second.
You got second?
Yeah, dude, I was not like, it's a strategic game. I was terrible. I'm the worst Survivor player of all time.
Damn. I never watched the
show.
But how I didn't get voted on.
You got so close though. Were you pretty pissed off that you didn't get that million?
And technically I should have won. So so it's 9. I think there were 9 people on the jury that year, which if you know anything about it, the people you vote off are who votes to win. So you can't piss too many of them off. And then, so I lost 5-4, but right as we're going to break, Jeff on the live show was like, yeah, new rule change next year. Anybody that quits the season is not allowed to be on the jury, which I agree with. If you quit, you should be sent the fuck home and you should be done. And 2 of the girls that on my season were quit and they were on the jury and they voted for the other guy. So technically on the new rules, I won 4-3, but
hey, Survivor, if you're listening, you owe this man $1 million, dude.
Dude, so $1 million bones.
Bastards.
He said, technically, I won new rules. You know how it is.
New rules, not a big deal. I got at least $600K in there because after taxes and all that.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
That's brutal. Yeah,
no, but when I got done with that, and I went on that as a NASCAR pit crew worker, even though I was starting to write songs and stuff in 2010. I did not want to be that guy that goes on with the guitar and is like, hey, listen to me, sit around the fire, and you know how you've seen it.
You would have got me. I would have been all ears, dude. You could have got mine. He say, look at me. I'd have been right up front row, dude.
Even though I was on there as a NASCAR pit crew worker, when I moved to Nashville, so I got done with the show. Overall, when I moved to Nashville, it did hurt me that I was on that show. Anyway,
how did it hurt you?
I'll tell you in a second. So I got home. Went back to NASCAR. They were like, dude, you can't do the job. I was 38 pounds lighter. So I go to Nashville, for the second time ever. First time I ever went was like a few months before, 6 months before. I got in a fight with one of my crew members. So they suspended me for 2 weeks. So I came to Nashville to visit Brian from Florida Georgia Line. We've been buddies, just grew up together. And I was hanging out in their house. That's when I fell in love with Nashville. And then when I came back the second time after Survivor, I was just coming to visit for a couple of days. And I was going to go work back at NASCAR. And by the first night that I came to visit, we were drunk at Tin Roof. And we just started talking. He had a room available in his house. He was like, dude, just move. Just do it. Just move here and let's start writing songs, more. They were already doing it. They weren't technically Florida Georgia Line yet. They were just kind of, him and Tyler were writing a bunch of songs. So we started writing a bunch of songs. That was back in 2011, fall of 2010. And then like a year and a half later, we wrote Cruise. So I kind of lucked into a great situation with Brian and Tyler meeting each other, them becoming Florida Georgia Line, and then me sliding in and, us started writing a bunch of songs together.
Damn, that's how this all came about. My bad, Taylor.
Yeah.
No, you're good, dude. It's part of the Zoom, bro. We're just gonna oops each other all the time. That's how this whole thing works out. Chase, when this whole thing ends, you got to come on the bus for real, so we can have a real podcast.
Now we'll do a real one for sure.
Yeah, for real. You out at your farm right now?
Yeah, I'm on my farm, dude. I'm looking out over. You need to come to the farm, by the way, guys.
Bro, hey, I'll tell you what.
Hey, we're down. Hang on. Before we go any farther,
We've been having some time.
The boys, we've had history. When we first started when it was called the Den Podcast and not Bussin with the Boys.
Yeah.
When we were first starting and thinking of names and this and that, I had actually DM Chase. He DM'd back, responded, talking about, yeah, that'd be great, yada yada. I don't know if you remember.
Hell yeah.
And then I know we've reached out to you a couple times, and we kind of, you're the man, you are the man, but we kind of got, hey, everybody wants a piece of the boy, but you got to get in line now.
I was on tour. That's the greatest part about now is like I'm not on tour, so I'm like, yeah, whatever, let's do whatever. But yeah, when I'm on tour, it was like they kept asking me about weekdays or whatever. I was like, guys, I need a couple days off here.
Yeah, no, we feel you for sure. We just had to bring that up because we've tried.
Well,
yeah, it's
hey,
hard.
man, you said it.
It's hard getting big time.
No, but what were we just talking about? Oh yeah, my farm. So I'm watching. I got my guy Daniel here, and Chester's my farm manager. But Daniel's out here doing fences. We're doing half of my big field right here. It's about 20 acres. We're doing, I think, 10 of them in fencing it, and I'm gonna put bison in. So about 3 or 4 weeks, I'm gonna have bison roaming my field.
Fucking sick, dude.
We should try to ride those bison.
100%. You think after midnight one night, we're not gonna be like, yeah, let's go do it? No,
let's do it.
Hey, Tanner, remember when you brought up riding them bison? Let's go ride them things.
Hey, I'm about
it. It's kicking dangerous out here.
There's a place in Arizona where I'm from, Cave Creek, Arizona. It's called the Buffalo Chip. And if you go on Friday nights before like 9 p.m., you sign a waiver, $50. You can actually go ride a real bull. And so like my boys and I, whenever I go home, you go sit there and watch people absolutely get fucked by these animals.
For $50.
Like a bull, like professional bull riding bull, or like a bison bull?
We're talking like a bull, like horns, snorting, balls still attached to the cow.
$50?
Like things, 50 bones, dude. Hey, sign here. You can't sue us. And then we all sit there. We're just crushing Bud Lights, watching people get wrecked. And it's like NASCAR on steroids, because you're watching dudes like that. They get there at 6 or 7, have a couple brews, getting a little tipsy. They're about 50, 40 pounds overweight, and they think to themselves, I'm a goddamn superhero. They go up there, they sign up, and it's over, dude. It is over. It's crazy. It's wild. I had a buddy actually do it. He rode a couple times, and he was like a skinnier guy. Tanner Technini, shout out Tanner Technini. He like bought chaps, bought a cowboy hat from Scottsdale.
Oh, you got to dress up, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah, got to dress the part. And he comes over, and I'm pretty inebriated. It's after my rookie year, so I'm getting after it pretty good. And he's like, he rode, lands on his leg all weird, tears everything, like ACL, MCL, PCL, and like jogs off. There's a bull, so he's like running off, like scared to shit. And he's like, tear on my knee, blah blah blah. And I'm like, hammered, like, let me check you out. Because in my head, I'm like, yeah, I've seen people check knees before in football. I can check this guy out. And so I like grab him. And I grab him by like the calf and the quad, and I start doing the ACL check.
Where were you trying to adjust them?
Yeah, you do the adjusting. And I'm like, nah, dude, it's all there. I can feel it clicking. You're all good.
What are you even feeling for? You see them do it, but you don't know what they're doing.
If you lift up, I'm using my other hand to hold up my phone. But if you lift up on the calf, you can feel like a clicking, and if it holds, that means the ACL is still attached to the quad or knee or whatever. So in my head, I'm like, I'm drunk, so I'm like yanking the shit out of this thing. Like, yeah, you all right? Like, no,
you probably tore it.
Yeah, you probably did. Hanging on by a thread. Hanging on by a thread, and I'm just like, yeah, dude, you're good. And he's like kind of screaming. I'm like, you're fine, dude, you're good. I think you're solid. I don't think you need to go to the hospital. Goes to the hospital, like fib fracture, ACL torn, PCL torn, everything's done. Calls me the next day. I'm like at the worst hangover ever. And he's like, hey, remember when you said I was fine? I was like, no, but what are you talking about? He goes, you checked my knee last night. And he's like, I've tore everything. Like, it's basically hanging on by skin. I have to get To this day, it's been like 5 years. He still has like knee problems. Like he can't bend all the way down.
Riding a bull.
Riding a bull.
Dude, I've gotten to the
$50.
point now. If I got a creak or something, I can't do anything anymore without like picking up my bag wrong. I'm like, oh, my shoulder. It's brutal.
Hey, you're old, dude. How old are you?
34. It's bad. I got PRP injected into both shoulders like 2 weeks ago. Injected into my right hip. My right arm, I can't raise right now at all. Like higher than that because of this injection. Like, is that going to go away?
Yeah, that'll go away eventually. PRP is a little different.
Brutal.
So for people who don't know what PRP is, you take plasma-rich blood cells. That's a plasma-rich
platelet-rich plasma.
Platelet-rich plasma. They pull it out of they pull your blood and they spin it in this machine and they inject it into the area that hurts. The problem, like I've had it done a couple times, and dude, I got it done on my elbow and then my foot, and like they did it. Everything felt fine. I'm walking back to my car. I literally I had to crawl. Ended up crawling all the way there. Like I couldn't walk for like 4 days.
It's like having surgery, dude.
Dude,
I didn't realize that. So my left shoulder, I'm good to go now, pretty good. My right hip, I'm pretty good to go. But my right, this must be worse than the other ones or something. So my labrums are torn in both shoulders. So what
are you doing out there on the farm to be tearing shit?
Hey man, like I said, I was a workhorse out there. On
hey, them old war injuries, dude.
Hey,
no, but I thought they were going to inject the back where it hurts, and they were like, "No, that's not how it works. We're going into the joint." Like, okay, cool. And they didn't touch the back of my shoulder. They just shot it in right here, went all the way in, injected in the joint, pulled out. I'm like, okay, that feels a little weird. That was 2 weeks ago, and I still can't raise because of the back. So I don't know what's going on in there, but it's got to get better.
You gotta go see a doctor, bud. It's been 2 weeks. You can't do this.
Hey, we're gonna be honest. You need to go see a doctor.
Yeah, you guys might want to. You guys might want to hook me up with one of your good guys.
I know. That's what I'm already thinking. We're probably thinking in our head, like, okay, who could we have him go see right now? Because that shit ain't right.
I feel like they snipped something wrong, and now it's not even connected or something. I don't know. It hurts.
Yeah, dude, that's just a tragedy. That's the shit that worries me so much about football. Is like when I'm done playing, like there's a lot of tread left on these tires. Don't get me wrong, but like when that tread wears out, man, like what's it gonna be like when I'm 40, you know, or
I'm gonna be hurt,
34, you know, that's like 10 years from now for me.
I mean, the last 3 years is when it really kicked in for me. But I mean, like I would pop both shoulders out once a week, tore my peroneal tendon in my ankle, tore my labrum in my right hip. Like the doctor was like, "Man, we're gonna need to probably replace that hip here in the next 6-7 years." I'm like, "Guys, I'm not
even fuck out of here."
Hey, yo, that's a good hip replacement.
So I don't
jamming on the stage,
weird labrums or something, but I don't know because I feel like my best bud Garrett from college. He's an offensive lineman and played in the league I think 10 years, and he can't hardly walk upstairs. But then I got other buddies that are 60 years old that played in the league forever, and they're like, "No, I'm good to go," and they still work out a lot. And I'm like, "How are you like that?"
I'm good to go.
I think the thing is, I really believe this. Like, the minute you stop playing sports and you stop working out or like stop doing physical shit, your body's like just goes to shit.
It does.
Because when the season ends for me, I'm like kind of like my body's so callous. That's like, okay, like we've been through car accidents. Like it is what it is. And then like, February comes, I start working out again, and it's like my body's like, it feels way worse than it did ever in the season.
Yeah.
And then like March and April and everything's kind of back to normal. It's so weird, but like I feel like if you take too much time off, like I'll never stop working out. Like I got to, like when I'm done playing, dude. I know this looks pretty good to you right now, but when we're done, when we retire, 260. And I'm not going to stop working out.
That's what Garrett said.
Bicep curling your fucking bison, dude.
Dude, that's what my buddy Garrett said. I think I talked to him a couple weeks ago on the phone. He was, I saw a picture of him at a wedding, and he's just kind of been, I think he's like 365 right now. Come on.
Ooh, bro. Ooh.
Oh, damn. Yo, Taylor, if you got 365, bro. I don't think you can, though. I don't think your legs can take on mass.
But he always said he's going to get shredded. Now, granted, he's in a job. Like he runs a bar down in Atlanta, he's in a job where he's hustling. He's doing all that work. He's always at his work. I think he's about to get out of that, get the hell out, literally, because his body. I think he's getting out of that so he can start eating healthy, stop being around a damn bar all the time, and get his life together, like physically. I mean, football players, your body hurts way worse when you're done. It's crazy.
Dude, my body hurts just sitting down right now.
Yeah, I'm like just getting my posture right.
That's what I'm saying. Me too.
Hey, what bar in Atlanta? Big Sky?
No, it's called Fetch.
Fetch.
It's a new play. It's a dog bar. These are going to start. I'm sure they're going to be doing crazy. But yeah, it's like people take their dogs there, and they're specialized and like for the dogs, for people to go after happy hours, whatever, with the dogs and all that. So dogs are people with dogs are. Do y'all have dogs?
Yeah, I got a little English bulldog.
What I don't understand about people with dogs are the ones that think they're humans. Like, y'all, it's still a dog.
Yeah, I get that, but also but
I love my dog.
Yeah.
Dogs are not people, guys. Dogs are not people.
Hey, no doubt. No, you are right about that for sure. You're 100%.
But at least you can admit that most dog people are psychopaths. But hey, at least you own them.
Hey, my dog, literally, if you met my dog Akira, she's like the biggest bitch you've ever met in your entire life, dude. She's just like, come over to you, not take any pets. Pets are like pickles on a sandwich, dude. Take them or leave them. Does not, whatever. It's whatever to her. Judges you, stares you right in your eyes.
You're saying she's a human. You're saying she's a human.
Oh, hey,
sounds like she's a human.
I'm saying Chase is wrong, dude. I'm saying you're
wrong. Dogs are
bro.
people too, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I will say this could be coming from a very deep place of jealousy down in my heart, because I travel 240 days a year, something like that, and I want a dog so bad, and I'm just like, I'm not doing that.
That good old boy, dude, just mess with their.
I just want one that's just like I can wrestle with, and then she'll calm down and cuddle me and all that.
I love it.
And you'll be like, hey, go to your kennel. She'll go to the kennel, or he'll go to the kennel, and she'll kind of have the sad face, and you'll be like, all right, come climb in the bed. Come climb in the bed.
One of my buddies that I've been hanging with through this whole deal, he's got a dog named Nipsey. It's the exact same dog as Chance from Homeward Bound.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah.
Really?
One that gets the spikes to the face from the porcupine. Like the same exact dog. Looks just like it, but this dog is the best, man. Like, I mean, he just like, he'll do whatever you want. He's puppy too. He's like a year and a half old. Like one night, no names are gonna be thrown out here, but somebody was a little too drunk to find their way to the couch or the bedroom, and the kitchen floor seemed like a great idea to sleep, just right on the kitchen floor, right by the sink.
Yeah.
Good thing is, by the kitchen floor, there's a cowhide right there. And so the cowhide got wrapped around this particular person, and they slept the entire night on the cowhide on the kitchen floor, and that dog didn't leave his side, and the dog was actually a pillow for that evening. So,
oh, my God, dude.
That's a good boy. That's a
great dog. That's a great dog.
And that man's name was Chase Rice, dude. That's unbelievable. That's a great story. That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful.
We're in quarantine. You gotta make shit up during quarantine.
Yeah, hey, no doubt. I'll tell you what. Everyone needs an animal. I'll tell you. Don't sleep on a cat now, Chase. I'll tell you. I was never a cat guy. Dude, hey, don't disrespect.
I'll say, hey,
listen, just stop.
No disrespect to Spook, dude. You know I'm a fan of Spook, especially in October. Dude. But dude, outside of Spook and kind of Spook, fuck cats, dude.
I don't like cats one bit. They're pompous. They're assholes. My wife.
I'm not a cat guy. I'm not a cat guy either.
I call my wife.
You know what's weird about cats? Every cat, well, not every cat owner, but I've talked to a few that are like, oh no, you'll love my cat. You'll love my cat. It's like a dog. Yeah. I'm like, well, why don't you have a dog?
Right.
Hey, Chase, you'll love my cat. It's like a dog, bro.
No.
Exactly.
Hey, I got a dog too, bro. I just love animals. What can I say? I'll tell you the weirdest people are the people that own snakes. If you own a snake or a bird, go fuck yourself.
No, snakes are weird. I hate snakes, period. I can't. What about people that own bison, though?
Hey, those people will rip.
If they're in the house, you know, that's kind of weird. But out in the field,
Chester.
Roman?
No, I don't want to do that in my house. Chester, like, this is such a good day. It's so nice out Chester. My farm manager driving the Bronco around, like, trying to get more posts in the ground. I'm going to have bison out here in no time. This is going to be
good. Dude, have you been, like, hanging out with anybody? You've been pretty quarantined. Staying at you live by yourself, right?
Yeah, I live by myself, but like I was telling Will earlier, like I got what I got. I got two buddies that consistently I've just been hanging with. They're good dudes. Like they're single dudes. We're having a good time.
Yeah. Hey,
but,
nothing like three single guys in a farm together, getting drunk, seeing what happens.
with an album dropping, getting the number one on the charts, baby. Let's go.
Hey,
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Dude.
I'll let y'all decide what else happens. But no, but they're good dudes. And one of them has a place downtown, so we just switched back from his place to my place. And it's been the best, dude. I've had the best time. I can't even lie. I've had the best time. We've had farm parties. There's literally 3 more bars in my house and on my property that didn't exist before quarantine. We make bars up. We built bars. It's awesome.
I love that, dude. You say you got 20 acres too?
I got 152, but the field right here is 20 that we're
awesome.
putting the bison in.
Hey, you need to tell me where you got that land at, because I want to be neighbors. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, I got you, dude. I'll text you my exact address after this thing.
Hell yeah, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
The thing I wanted to ask you about, and I know Will talked about, you did say you were going to do our podcast before, and you did do our podcast before, but then, whatever you did, you bailed, and you didn't bail, now you're back on it, so it's all good. I will say, so let me paint you a picture. I'm laying in bed. My gorgeous, recently pregnant wife is laying next to me, and I'm watching The Bachelor.
I knew this.
Wait. Hear us out.
Hey, I know you know why, because I texted your ass and you never texted my ass back. So I'm sitting there, and that girl, I don't even know her name, dude. All I know is she caused a lot of fucking issues on that damn show. And like Pete, or whatever his name is, God bless Pete, because Pete's a pilot, and I fucking love aviation. I think it's the coolest shit ever. And I'm watching this thing, and I'm like, damn, dude, they're going to – I love roller coasters. And they go to that place in Ohio. What's it called? Cedar Point?
Cedar Point.
And Pete or whatever, he's like, yeah, we're going to Cedar Point. We're going to rip some roller coasters. I'm like, yeah, this is a great date, dude. This girl doesn't know what the kind of guy she has. And he's like, and I got a little surprise for her. Got a little individual country concert for us. And sure enough, bearded, #1 recent song on there, fucking Chase Rice is about to play, and this girl starts having an absolute mental breakdown, bro, about how like they used to date or something used to go on, and Pete's there having the time of his life, dude, dancing his little ass off, loving it, and she's sitting there, big eye, her eyes are this big right now, just staring you up, and I can't tell if like the producers did this, but it looked like you were giving her that look like, hey, we got your ass. I don't know what happened.
Hurry up and ask him the question, Taylor.
Hey, I'm gonna get there, Will. We got all this time on this podcast, man.
We finally got him. Hey, we got him. I'm like watching an extra on Bachelor right now, like ready for the next episode.
So she says you guys used to date. Now I don't know about that. I get on my phone. I'm like, hey, I pull up, Chase, text you. Hey man, like I'm watching The Bachelor. What's the deal with this thing? Day goes by. 2 days go by. 3 weeks go by. Hey, but I also saw that like you got on like People magazine. You were like, I don't want to deal with this drama. I don't want to be put in this drama kind of stuff, because that's the type of dude you are. Like you're not trying to be famous for the wrong reasons, which I respect the shit out of.
So I showed up. So her and I'm not going to go too into her and I, because that's her business too, and I don't want to throw her under the bus. But we talked for a while. Through the fall. It was about through the fall, just texting and stuff. She came to a show, hung out. Every time I've hung out with her, she's a cool chick. Had a great time. But yeah, I mean, we weren't dating or anything like that. And I know she's going on the show, so I'm like, oh, that's cool. That'll be fun as hell. You'll probably meet a bunch of friends. Just typical whatever conversation. Go have fun. That's a cool experience. I had a lot of fun on Survivor. It's a once in a lifetime thing. She does it. About a week and a half after she leaves, I get a call from my publicist and my manager saying, hey, we know you really want to go do this pub shows, which is what I was doing at the time. And I was going to do one of He's Not Here, my favorite bar in Chapel Hill. And they said, but the day that this lands on, they want to shoot for you to do The Bachelor. So I'm like, well, that's a no-brainer. We'll get eyes on you and Lonely If You Are. We'll get them both on there, play them. That's going to be big promotion. Let's go do it. But then I was like, but wait a minute, is it for the one that they're filming right now? And they're like, yeah, it'll be like literally in 2 or 3 weeks that you go shoot this. I was like, oh, it was taking up that date that from He's Not Here where I was trying to play. I'm like, oh shit, okay, so but it is for the one that okay. Y'all, I know somebody on the show. Is that going to be a problem? Like that, there's no way they would actually put me on the date with her, like somehow screw me in that. Right. And they both agreed. They said, no, I don't think they'd do that. They've never done it before.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
How stupid were we? I mean,
yeah.
I wasn't going to say it, but you got to know. Like, hindsight's 2020. You got to feel like dumb. Like, man, of course they were going to do that shit.
The thing is, like, they've never done that to a guest on the show, though. Like, I was their guest coming on, and they've never involved anybody like that without telling me ahead of time. So we get to Cedar Point that day. The week or two, leading up to it, I was actually my trainer. His wife is real involved with the spoilers. She's trying to figure out. She's still every week she'd come in. And she'd be like, "She's still on." I'm like, "All right, that's fine. That's just a coincidence."
Oh no!
And so I get to Cedar Point that day. We actually end up asking. I remember my day-to-day was right there. He asked one of the producers. He said, "What's the name of the girl on the date today?" Just kind of checking up. They said, "Oh, her name's Victoria." And as soon as he just starts dying laughing, it looks at me, just dying laughing. Like,
oh man,
got your ass.
Got your ass, dude.
Well, but then there were still 2 Victorias. So I'm like,
right.
Maybe at this point you're just like, nah, it's happening. It's about to happen.
Yeah.
And it's 50-50. That's a coin flip.
Yeah. But then about 45 minutes before I go on to the show, like I'm in my clothes, ready to go play to these people. My trainer's wife calls, FaceTimes, and she's like, "Hey guys, it's going to happen. The other Victoria, I just found out she was already on the one-on-one date. So there's only one Victoria left that hasn't been on the one-on-one date." And I'm just like, all right, here we go. Go on. She turns the corner. I just started laughing. I'm like, that's okay. Now it happened. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't know at the end of the day, to be honest with you, who gives a shit? She hung out with a guy. She hung out. In my mind, I don't know how she's going to react because I didn't have the opportunity to tell her before, obviously, that she was already on the show.
Right, because they don't have their phones or whatever.
So I don't know how she's going to react. I don't know if she's going to play it cool, like, all right, just leave it alone and I'll go back on the bus and just – because it's really none of his business at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the producers convinced her to react how she did. I don't – because if you think about it in the reality of the situation – okay, that's a little weird. Yeah, I know him. He's up there singing. But she don't have to say shit. And it's none of his – I mean, he's literally currently dating 13 other girls. Why are you going to have to confess to him that you knew the guy that you were just singing to?
Right.
That was just and
crying at dinner. Anyway, sorry.
I mean, that's just – I have nothing to do with that. That's whatever.
Yeah.
And so afterwards, I meet – they're like, Pilot Pete wants to really meet you. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He's telling me he's like, yeah, this is Victoria.
Pilot Pete.
I'm just like, I didn't say, like, it's not my job to say, yeah, dude, I know who she is. So I'm just like, yeah, man, cool. Yeah, man, have fun with it. It's a cool experience, enjoy it. And then I think, and he walks away and I'm like, damn, I just got away with that. I'm going to go on the bus and go to Tallahassee, which is where I play tomorrow night. Yeah. And sure enough, as soon as I turn around, she's standing there with her arms crossed, like, can we talk? And I'm just like, I mean, cameras are in my face right now. I'm not going to be like, no.
Yeah.
And so we walk around the corner. She's like, I have to tell him everything. And it's what y'all saw on TV. And in my head, like, I'll say this straight up any day. Why? Who gives a shit? It's about some guy that you knew before him while he's currently with 13. Who cares, man? And in reality, if it wasn't a reality TV show, that's what would happen. But they teed it up they need their drama, and they're going to use whatever they can to get it.
No question.
But all I knew from my Survivor experience was, I think you guys are getting the truth more than anybody I've ever talked to, by the way. So the worth was weighted
Let's go, boys.
Yeah.
You're for the boys.
Yeah.
You're for the fucking boys, bro.
For the boys. Where was I?
They teed it up. You're talking
Yeah.
to her at the end. Yeah.
She's talking to me. She's like, I have to tell him everything. And I'm just like, yeah, you got to do what's best for you and him, because I'm not even in this thing. Like, just let me get on the fucking bus and go to Florida. And all I kept thinking in my head was, don't say shit. If you don't say shit, they can't use it. And they don't have any power over me. I'm my ass going on the bus anyway. Mm-hmm. And I knew that from the Survivor days. They try to get you to say certain things, which is, of course, I'm sure they talked her into it. While I'm talking to Pilot Pete, I'm sure they're back there, hey, you need to go talk to him. It's like, why?
Yeah, like, man, that's crazy that he's here.
That's crazy. Oh, they're teeing her up, I'm sure. Those producers are not dumb. And so I'm just sitting there in my mind, like, just don't say anything. Just don't say shit. Get your ass on the bus and go to Florida. And it left her hanging, and it sucked for her. They put her in a real shitty spot. But I mean, people that sign up for that show, you better be ready for something like that. But for me, I just decided, don't say anything, get your ass on the bus and leave. And that's what happened. And that's why I was so chill on the show, because I really didn't have anything to say. It's like, you're going to do what you're going to do anyway, and I have no control over it. All I have control over is getting the fuck out of this conversation right now.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
I'll tell you what. We had Sean Booth on the bus. I don't know, 7-8 months ago, and he was telling us, like, when you go on that show, you sign away your entire rights, like how you're perceived, how you're depicted, like everything is up for the interpretation of the producers of how they make you look. Right. And so that's a tough one to go on, dude. You really do.
Sign your life away. The key is, for me, I didn't sign shit, so I didn't sign my life away. So you sign an NDA, so you can't talk about it beforehand, obviously. But yeah, man, reality TV is. I've seen it. I thought at its worst with Survivor, The Bachelor. They're way fucking more ruthless over there in that world.
Oh, dude. Bro. The thing that's crazy is we were talking to who was it? Was it Ryan Green? Who were we talking to about it?
Riley Green, because he was
Riley Green. Excuse me. Yeah, he hasn't come on yet, has he? We had him on the bus, and he was on like some sort of Southern Real House show or something like that. And it's kind of like being a celebrity and becoming a celebrity through reality TV is like a very interesting way to do it, because it's like it's a it's like a very turbulent, rocky way to like become famous, which I know
you also don't have control. You also don't have control over what people perceive.
Yeah.
That's why I was telling Will before. I think it was before you came on, but like, for me, doing what I do, there's so many different ways to become a star these days, and whether that's Instagram's a huge one. I know that. Or movie. I don't know. Instagram's the biggest one I feel like everybody's using. But I respect people that, I'm trying to figure out a way not to say this the wrong way, but I respect people that fucking do something.
Yeah.
Right, that have a craft to go behind all of their.
Give me some reason to like you. And I'm not going to like you because you post pictures in a bikini. I'm not going to like you because you post pictures doing whatever the hell you do. I want to listen to your music. I want to watch you on a TV screen. I want to watch you play football. I want you like your craft. Exactly. What is your craft?
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not hating on people that get famous on Instagram, because a lot of those people are making a piss load of money off it. I just prefer to pull for somebody that actually has a craft. And that's why, for me personally, that says it right there. Music is all that fucking matters at the end of the day for me and my craft, because if music isn't there, none of it matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you get into music like that? Like, when did it click that you're like, yo, I feel like I could do something with this?
Well, 2010s when I started writing. My dad passed away actually in 2008. So I wrote my first song about him. I was terrible. I wasn't good. But I knew when I moved to Nashville in 2010 after the Survivor thing, I knew when I started writing with Brian and Tyler, I was like, damn, these guys are good. They're genuinely good. And nobody else was letting us write with them pretty much, because you got to earn your way into that world.
Yeah.
And so instead of us joining these big time songwriters over here, the Ashley Gorleys, the Brett Akins at the time, we were trying to write with them, the Dallas Davidsons, and not to hate on them. I've written with them a lot now, and I'm amazing. But you can't just get into that door when you walk into Nashville. And they weren't letting us in because we hadn't earned our way yet. So we earned our way together, writing songs together from 2010 to like 2013, 14. And then obviously their career just skyrocketed. Mine's not done this, but it's continued to do this, and I'm cool with that. I love it's allowed me to finally put out music that is good, because I put out a lot of music that was shit. I mean, I look back at the beginning of my career, even the Ignite the Night album, there's probably 6 or 7 songs on there I wish never saw the light of day. I think that was 2000. It was around, I don't know, that was 12 maybe. And then I put out Ready, Set, Roll, and that kind of thing started. And now I think with the album Part 1 and now Part 2 coming out, it's like it's a whole different level of music.
Yeah. So you didn't even mess with music when you were playing ball, like when you were in college?
Nah. The year I got hurt is when I learned to play guitar, because I was – if you've ever been hurt, and see, you guys know, it's like you're not even part of the team anymore.
It's a lonely feeling, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, so I learned to play guitar through that. And, yeah, I mean, so through losing my career, I learned to play guitar. Losing my dad, I learned to write songs. So you take the shittiest of all the situations and try to make them good.
That's fucking awesome,
No doubt. The album comes out May 15th, you said?
May 15th. It's the album Part 2. I'm doing it in parts because people just don't buy albums anymore. They don't buy albums. I don't know if people buy music anymore, period. But they don't listen to albums like they used to. Like when we were growing up in high school and stuff, you probably, whoever it is, Chesney comes out with an album, you throw the thing in and you listen to them and you pick all your favorite songs. Yeah, now you don't do that. You're like, I don't even know when people release albums anymore. So
you just see what's on top of the charts.
Huh?
You see what's like on top of the charts. That's like, well, I'll browse and be like, oh, let's see what this new thing is.
Exactly. So I want to give, like, these songs, these are the best songs I've ever put out. So I want to give them an actual chance. I put 7 out on Part 1. Now, for the most part, my fans anyway they're gonna know all 7 songs. It's not that much to listen to. And they're gonna pick their favorites anyway. But then Part 2 has 4 songs on it, and they're gonna pick their favorites from that. And then but it gives me an ability to release less music, but more often release music.
Wow,
that's very cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work. I have no idea. This is the first time I've ever tried it like this, but I'm enjoying it.
I mean, it seems like that's a smart way to do it, because like you said, they'll listen to it all the way through because it's only 7 songs.
Right. And now on 4, and I think Part 3 is, I'm going to make sure it's only 3 songs, I think. But I've actually got 2 of my favorite songs that I've written. One's called Drinking Beer, Talking God. One's called Love You Anywhere. Are not on Part 1 or 2. I'm saving those for 3 or 4.
Ooh, for the banger.
Yeah.
Bangers out there, ball. Very cool, man. We appreciate you coming on, dude. It's been a long time coming, but fuck, we did it.
We did it in a fake way. We got to do the real version though. We'll
do the real version, and we got a farm to go to and a bus to go to.
100%. So when y'all are in the bus, are you guys sipping?
Yeah, if you want, we do it. Hey, that's the thing with the
lattes, whiskey. We got it.
Do whatever you want.
I'm talking about whiskey or cold beer. Cold beer.
Yeah. We'll have some cold beer ready for you. What's your favorite beer?
I mean, if we're talking the like the American beers, the ones we all drink in college, Bud Light's my deal.
All right, love it.
All right,
dude.
Bud Light
We'll have a pack of Bud Light, dude. No free shout outs for the Bud Light.
Give it to
me. No free shout outs.
Don't you have what's your shirt say actually?
Zilly. I'm repping Zillion beers, dude. Dana B from Barstool. Got to shout out the boy.
All right, well, they stole that from the Dilly. Wasn't that a Bud Light?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, hell yeah, I'd love to do it again. I'll hit y'all up for real right after this and just shoot you about. We've been having some fun.
All right, man. Awesome. Yeah, dude. We appreciate you, Chase.
I want to get out to that farm, dude. That's gonna be a blast.
Let's do it, man. We've had a blast.
Taylor, you're the one riding the bison.
No question.
All right.
Ride the bison into the pond.
Titans franchise player. Boys caught out at midnight. Chase Rice filming. Will cheering him on. Hype man in the back. Taylor gets hurt riding a bison.
All right, Vrabel. My bad, coach.
Hey, Vrabel will probably be there with us about 10 more beers deep.
Hey, he probably will.
Yeah.
Come on, coach, anytime.
Oh, yeah.
All right, boys. We appreciate having you on, man. Thank you so much.
See y'all.
All right, see you, bro.
Yeah.